Now we'll bring you our conversation on the other side with the House Republican leader, the Majority Leader, Eric Cantor. All right, Mr. Leader, thank you for joining us. This is the Subway series, although we won't actually get on a subway.
You should have been with me last week. I was on a metro with my daughter. So.
All right, well, we'll take you up on that next time around. So, 2012, we spoke to you a little over 2 years ago. You boldly predicted that Republicans would retake the House. A lot of people laughed. We wrote it down. We reported it. You were right. Now, what is your prediction for 2012?
I believe that President Obama will be defeated in November of 2012.
You have no doubt that Obama's going to be defeated in 2012.
Well, I do think that the American people are witnessing a president who may make good speeches but doesn't deliver.
Can a president get reelected with 8 or 9% unemployment?
I don't know what the history has shown, but I doubt seriously.
It shows it's hard.
I doubt seriously that a president can do that because, again, the real spirit of America is in opportunity. People are feeling right now that Washington's standing in the way, and he's the president.
But you think, there's a lot of consternation among Republicans about the field. Every one of the candidates seems to have some flaw that you can argue is a fatal flaw. You think that regardless of who the Republican nominee here is, that President Obama is going to go down?
Jonathan, I think that the bigger question is this, is what kind of country are we going to be? And all of the Republicans in the field understand that we have a serious challenge before us. We've got to get the fiscal house straight here in Washington. It's time for us to stop kicking the can down the road. And the presidential candidates in the Republican field have all embraced the thought that we've got to be bold and address these problems.
You are part of these debt ceiling talks, obviously. Is the Ryan plan for Medicare on the table in these talks?
Well, sure. We continue to advocate that we've got to save the entitlement programs. And we know that the driver in the fiscal deficit in this country is healthcare entitlements. So we put our plan on the table.
Understood, but can you acknowledge, though, that Ryan's plan for Medicare is not going to be part of whatever deal comes out of those talks?
Well, I think that the Democrats and the President has continued to demagogue the Ryan budget and the Medicare proposals in the budget, and they continue to say that they don't like it, but they've not put a plan on the table to even counter that. They've not said how they are going to save these programs. So right now...
There's no way. There's no way they're going to agree to it.
So right now, what the issue is are you going to save the program or are you going to bankrupt the program? And the only response that is evident by this administration is they believe they can ration health care by Washington to a point that it goes bankrupt.
Did you ever urge Paul Ryan through this process this year as he was putting together his budget? Did you ever urge him not to do Medicare as a part of his budget?
No, in fact, we had a lot of discussions.
Really, you never
no,
said
because again, it's time to stop kicking the can. We've taken the attitude, we've been given the privilege and opportunity to be a majority now, and we've got to go and help solve the problems that are facing the people in this country.
Now, on the debt talks, is August 2nd the real deadline here, or do you think this is an arbitrary deadline? Some of you guys have suggested, hey, the administration's exaggerating this. We've got time.
Secretary Geithner feels August 2nd is his deadline.
Do you believe him?
Yeah, well, listen, I don't question the Secretary of the Treasury other than to say we're trying to get in place real spending reductions, trillions of dollars of spending reductions if the President wants us to increase the credit limit of this country by trillions of dollars.
And what's your bottom line? How much should that credit limit be increased?
Well,
1.9 trillion was the last number. Where are we going to be this time?
I think it is necessary that the increase in the debt ceiling be commensurate with the kinds of cuts that we can accomplish, and we're looking for more.
The President's out again touting the auto bailout, saved Chrysler, saved GM, saved jobs in Michigan and elsewhere. Does he deserve some credit for that?
Look, there is no way you can prove the unknown as to what would have happened without the injection of TARP money into those companies. I think a lot of us had real problems with the way that was done, especially surrounding the Chrysler GM situations.
But does he deserve credit now that those jobs have been saved?
But at the end, well, John, at the end of the day, the question really is, do we want a country in which the government's going to provide the backstop for the private sector? And I think, we are much more of an entrepreneurial, free market people. That the way that we have led economically and become a global leader is because we've created a marketplace through an economy that is based on entrepreneurial risk-taking. Yeah. And we don't believe that the government should be there guaranteeing success for everybody. What we believe is everybody should have a fair shot. And that as long as we're all working hard, got skin in the game, that we can all get ahead. But we don't rely on the government to guarantee success. That's what socialism and communism is about in the extreme. And so the kind of policies that say, hey, the government is going to always be there to bail out whatever private sector entity goes bankrupt is not something that's consistent with the founders' intention, or I think most Americans.
All right, Majority Leader Cantor, thank you very much.
All right, well, John, it looks as if both from Steny Hoyer and from Eric Cantor that they both agree that there's going to be a debt ceiling vote. What do you think?
I think we've got some significant progress here, Amy, and we'll track it right here on Top Line.
That's right.